You can do everything right when creating a prompt, perfect structure, clear goal, solid context, and still get something that sounds like it was written by a robot running for office. Then you paste that exact same prompt into a different AI, and suddenly it sounds like a masterpiece. What gives? Welcome to Prompted, AI Beyond the Prompt. I'm Anaya Steele, your everyday guide to making sense of AI. No hype, no jargon, just practical, human-centered help. Today, we're exploring why the same prompt can give you brilliance in one tool and absolute nonsense in another, and how to make sure whatever you get back actually sounds like you. Let me tell you about a recent experience I had with AI. I spent 15 minutes fine-tuning a prompt, 15 whole minutes. Hit enter. And what I got back was flat, awkward, and sounded like it came from a corporate training manual circa 1997. So I copied that exact same prompt, dropped it into another tool, and boom, magic. Same me, same words, totally different outcome. That's because AI tools don't all think the same way. They have personalities, different strengths, weaknesses, and even quirks that'll make you want to throw your laptop out the window if you pick the wrong one. And once you understand those differences, you'll stop wrestling with them and start directing them. Now, before we dive in, quick heads up. If you want a printable comparison chart and a decision tree of the tools we're covering, plus ready-to-use prompts tuned for each one's personality, I've got that in the Prompted Your Practical AI System workbook. Everything we're covering here, but organized into a format you can actually work with. Links in the description. All right, let's meet the lineup. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Each of these tools will absolutely betray you at some point. The trick is knowing when to expect the betrayal. ChatGPT, the insightful improviser. ChatGPT brings big energy to the table. It's the idea machine that never runs out of spark, constantly spinning up new angles, rewriting your drafts, turning vague thoughts into something polished. When you need fast creativity or someone to simplify a mental storm, this assistant delivers. The flip side, confidence without a fact checker. It will tell you about a 2023 Stanford study with the conviction of someone citing their doctoral thesis. And that study absolutely does not exist. Made it up, didn't even blink. Best used for creative writing, brainstorming, storytelling that needs life and flow, explaining complex topics in ways humans actually understand. Use something else when you need verified facts, academic citations, or literally anything where being wrong could get you sued. Claude is the deep thinker of the bunch, the one who pauses before answering because it's genuinely thinking. Connects dots, builds structure, turns chaos into order. Give it an essay, a report, or a nuanced discussion, professor-level precision. Give it a one-line task. You might get a dissertation when you wanted a text message. Ask Claude for simple directions, and you'll get a philosophical treatise on all possible routes with their respective trade-offs, historical context, and a detailed note about traffic patterns on Tuesdays. You wanted 3 sentences. Claude gave you 3 paragraphs and a footnote. Best used for long-form analysis, structured writing, thoughtful strategy, maintaining context across marathon conversations. Skip it when you need something quick, punchy, playful, or when you're already running late and just need the answer without the philosophy lecture. Perplexity, the research librarian. Perplexity is the detail guardian. Checks sources like its life depends on it. Never forgets to cite receipts. Ask it for data, trends, context, instant research brief, fully sourced, organized like someone actually cares about information literacy. But when the moment calls for warmth or subtle storytelling, academic paper energy, you want creative ways to announce a promotion, Perplexity hands you a research paper on corporate communication strategies with 17 citations. Cool, very thorough, but it has all of the excitement of reading terms and conditions. Best for research, fact-checking, current topics that need credibility when you need to cite your sources and actually mean it. Avoid it when Tone matters more than references. You need creativity, or you're trying to write something that won't put people to sleep. Gemini, the reflective research assistant. Gemini is efficient, thoughtful, and lives inside Google's ecosystem like it pays rent there. Excels at analyzing complex data, automating workflows, delivering balanced insights with clarity and structure, logical precision over emotional intensity, confident when the data supports it. The catch? Sometimes everything starts feeling like a Google product pitch. I asked for creative date night ideas for me and the hubby once. Somehow every suggestion involved Google Calendar, Google Maps, or a shared Google Doc. I just wanted to know where to get dinner, not optimize my entire marriage through the Google Workspace ecosystem. Best suited for data analysis, organization, Google Workspace integration, practical, straightforward solutions. Less suitable for emotionally charged content, highly theatrical storytelling, or when you need something that doesn't feel corporate. All right, so here's your quick decision tree. Need current information? Perplexity or Gemini? Need creative content? ChatGPT? Need careful analysis? Claude? Need sources and citations? Perplexity? Need Google Workspace integration? Gemini? Not sure? Start with ChatGPT and switch if you're not happy. You don't have to be loyal to one tool. In fact, I advise against it if you want to get the best results. Use whichever one works best for the task. When I was creating the Prompted Workbook, I used all four of them. ChatGPT helped me shape ideas and build the flow. Claude made sure every explanation was thoughtful and grounded. Perplexity verified my references. Gemini kept everything clean and organized. Each brought something different to the table, but even with all that, something still felt off. It didn't sound like me. That's when I realized choosing the right AI is only half the equation. The other half is teaching it how to speak your language. Yes, every AI tool has a personality, but so do you. And if you don't define yours, the AI will fill in the blanks with something generic, professional nonsense that sounds like everyone and no one at the same time. So let's talk about how I taught my AI team to match my tone and how you can do the same. I started small. I pulled together samples of my real writing, journal entries, reports, old blog posts, notes to myself, that one email I sent at 2 a.m. that actually made sense. The stuff that actually felt like me. Then I told the AI, this is how I write when I'm teaching. This is how I write when I'm excited. This is how I write when I'm being direct. And then I asked it a simple question. How would you describe my tone? The answer it gave me became my voice blueprint, a short description of my style that I now include in nearly every prompt. So instead of saying, write an email about AI prompts, I say, write an email about AI prompts in my usual tone, confident, conversational, smart, and slightly witty. That one line changes everything. Here's the process. Step 1, gather your samples. Choose 3 to 5 pieces of writing that feel authentic to you. Not what you think is good writing, what feels like you. Could be emails, text messages, Instagram captions, that Yelp review you wrote, anything where you read it back and think, yeah, that's how I sound. Step 2, ask the AI to analyze them. Paste your samples into ChatGPT or Claude and prompt it with, analyze the tone, rhythm, and personality of this writing. Describe it in a few words. Step 3, save that description. That description? That's your voice blueprint. Use it at the top of every future prompt. You'll be amazed how consistent your results become. Try it this week. Ask your AI to describe your tone and see what it says. If it calls you formal and polite when you're clearly giving sass, it's time for a retraining session. Once it nails your tone, use that description everywhere. As I said earlier, AI tools each have their own personalities, and so do we. The goal isn't to let AI speak for you. It's to train it to speak with you. When you harness its strengths alongside your unique voice, you stop getting random generic garbage. Instead, you get output that truly reflects your best thinking in words that actually sound like you. Now that you have your tone profile ready, it's time to put it into action. Clear voice leads to faster, smarter content creation. That's what building your prompt library is all about. Consistency meets efficiency. No more rewriting the same prompt over and over. Start saving what already works. The full details, including how to create go-to prompts, troubleshooting fixes, and industry-specific frameworks, are laid out step by step in Chapter 11 of the Prompted Workbook. Whether you use ready-made templates or build your own, this system keeps your work consistent and on brand. Look, your prompt library doesn't need to be fancy. Notes app, Google Doc, Notion if you're feeling organized. Whatever works, as long as you can actually find what you need when you need it without a treasure hunt. The whole point? Save the prompts that work. Stop reinventing the wheel every single time. A few well-organized templates sitting somewhere you can grab in 3 seconds will save you actual hours every week. Combine that library with your tone profile and voice blueprint, and boom, you've got a complete content system. Every project you start will be consistent, authentic, and ready to go. So now you've got the team, the tone, and the system. But there's one question I know is still sitting in the back of your mind. If AI can do so much, where does that leave us? That's what we're tackling head on in the next episode. Will AI take my job? We'll talk about what's actually changing, what isn't, and how to stay valuable so that no algorithm can replace you. What the panic headlines aren't telling you is that the people who understand this shift aren't getting replaced. They're becoming irreplaceable. And the skill that makes you AI-proof? It's not technical. It's way more human than that. This is Prompted. If this episode clicked for you, let me know in the comments and make sure you're subscribed. Share this with someone who needs it. Remember, life is motion, pivot, persist, and prompt with purpose. I'm Anaya Steele, and you've been prompted. Until next time.